Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. It's Cary from Port Charlotte Fletchers. Yay! So today, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do Cary Scary Sounds.
Spooky.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the top three scary sounds. Now there is a paper I think you can download and print out. Oh, but I think Sean's gonna help show it. And I wrote out the three scary sounds, and I'm going to talk about sound effects. And the goal today is to turn the instrument into a haunted house. Yay! Well, not that one, wait. But I'm going to show you how to set it up. And some of you can do everything, some of you can do some of it. I'm going to try to help you learn how to use it on your instrument. Cary Scary Sounds. Yay! So, let's see. First, I think I'm going to just start with a song.
Yeah.
Just play a song to get you warmed up. And I'll do something exciting. I'm going to do The Lone Ranger. I'm riding the horse. Yay! Isn't that great? That was the classic Western rhythm.
Good job. Good job.
Very nice.
Thanks.
I like that.
Okay, so first of the scary sounds I'm going to talk about is the harpsichord, featured in the Addams family. Harpsichord. Now there's a harpsichord, harpsichord octave, harpsichord plec, wide, and grand. I'm going to first talk about the harpsichord. Now, harpsichord looks like a piano, a little piano, kind of boxy, and the strings are actually plucked rather than hit with a hammer. When you hit the key, it plucks it. And the first sound is harpsichord, regular harpsichord. Watch this. So the harpsichord, um, so there's harpsichord and then harpsichord octave. Now the harpsichord octave is the one that matches Autumn's family. Isn't that great? And that's number 27, harpsichord. So tomorrow, I'm going to do the Adams Family, the whole thing, and I'm going to feature the harpsichord with the Adams Family with all the sound effects. The next one is the harpsichord pluck. And harpsichord pluck is just a different brand harpsichord. It's a little full. Now on the bottom of the Cary sound sheet, it says diminished chords. They're extra scary chords, and it's this is a diminished chord. Ah! And then the minor. And the harpsichord was very popular during the Baroque era. That's the late 1600s, early 1700s. And it was what Bach used. Next one is harpsichord wide. Isn't it neat? Number 28. And then harpsichord grand. I don't have it on this instrument. That must be on the marquee and up. So I like to take the harpsichord octave, and I'm going to use it for my Adams Family. Watch this. Isn't that great? And what I did is I put it in the sound or the genius button, and I have it on my upper keyboard. Harpsichord, yay! That's the first scary sound. And you may have all 5. You may have 1. You have to check into your voice list in your manual. In the back of the manual, it says, okay, not that manual, this manual. There it is, my sounds list. And I just look at H, and I've got harpsichord, harpsichord grand, and they're all numbered just like I did on the paper. And you just punch in, you put the keypad on, and punch the number, and then press your genius or your sound button, and then you get the harpsichord. Yay! Next one, scary sound, is the pipe organ. So that's the Bach, the toccata and fugue. Now to get that pipe organ, depending on your instrument, if you have like an easy 4 or easy 10, you can go to the song setup, bridal/wedding, and push it, and you'll get a pipe organ.
Oh.
Next way of getting a pipe organ, when you have your general preset number 2, this red one, that's a pipe organ. Then they came out with C, the button C, bank C, without any preset on, C0, and it's called Big's Power. And I know why they call it Big's Power. Because sometimes I'm a pipe organ enthusiast. And what it was a man named E. Power Biggs, and he traveled the world on all the big pipe organs, and he was a Bach specialist. And this was his sound. That's actually a recording of the real European big pipe organ. Yay, pipe organ. That's that sound. It's just AGA. It starts with that. I'm going to be doing that in the Phantom medley tomorrow. So harpsichord and then pipe organ. The next sound, this one you have to go get. It's called the Theremin. 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 I don't know. Theremin.
Theremin.
I don't know what a theremin looks like, but I like the sound. It sounds like a ghost.
Oh, it looks cool. I can pull up a picture in a little bit if you want.
Okay. So the theremin, watch what I did with this. Isn't that great? The theremin. So the theremin, this is what it sounds like normally. And I'm going to show you what I did to make it sound like a ghost. You can scare your grandkids. You can scare kids coming to get candy with the theremin, sounding like a ghost. I'm scrolling. Here we go. There it is. It's right before timpani. Here's theremin. This is regular. That's a regular theremin, but what I did is, you ever hear of portamento? Or now it's called slide. Portamento is a feature that's usually used with the whistle, like in nostalgic. Like whistling at a girl. And what the portamento will do is, if you're holding a key and you play an octave, it'll slide smoothly up to that next key. Watch this. Sounds like we're doing a UFO. So the portamento, or slide, enables you to slide up. So what I did is, I took the theremin and I went into the feature button. I scrolled till I got to page number 5. A lot of you have this feature and don't even know it. You can actually change the portamento time. I'm going to hit portamento time in the screen, and it says solo 1. It's on, and I wrote down 78 on the paper. Well, I changed my mind. I brought it up to 82, a little bit more, and that's what's going to make it sound like a ghost. Watch this. I'm going to hold the G, and I'm going to slide up to the G, and watch what it does. And then let go. Hold it, let go. Yay, isn't that great?
That's great.
I was excited about that.
And if you're curious, this is what the theremin looks like. It's actually one of the first electronic instruments ever made, and you actually play it without touching it. One of those bars controls the volume, and then the other one controls the pitch. You just put your hands near them, and it makes the sound. Pretty cool.
That's cool. Yay. So all you got to do is hold it like a G, and then hit the next G. Let go. Hold the G. Okay, so we're building up. We're almost got our haunted house. The next thing I'm going to talk about is sound effects. No. Okay, so I'm going to show you now with the scary sound effects. Sound effects. there's a whole list in the back of the manual. It says sound effects and drum list, if you have it. Most of you've got it. There's cars, there's applause, chicken, there's animals, rain, laughter, sirens, seashore. Now the first instruments, as you move up in organs, the first way you get them is over here. On the last bit of keys on the lower keyboard, they'll put some sound effects there. You would go into your feature button and scroll to page 3, and it says lower sound effects, page 3. And they'll put some down here. Here they are. There's another set. There's thunder, a plane, rooster, cat, cow, horse. So it put from the C sharp up to the C some sound effects if you do it on the lower. Isn't that great? Now I want to tell you about some sound effects. Some sound effects, you hit the key, and it lasted a little bit, and it's gone. You got to keep hitting if you want more. But some sound effects, once you hit it, it'll keep holding. This is important. Like the gallop. It won't stop until you hit the key again. Just like applause. Yay. Okay, so one of the sound effects I'm going to be using is wind. Now you can learn how to assign these keys. So wind, scary, the cat, thunder, extra scary, scream, door creaking, footsteps, and even heartbeat I added. Now where to put them? So here's the next way. Some of you have these green buttons over here. These are the sound effects right on the right of the upper keyboard. We have applause, snare. So the horse walks into the bar. Bartender says, "Why the long face?" Yay! I thought that was funny. So you can use your snare. Then over here, we have bell tree. Surf is another sound that will keep going. It won't stop. So if you're doing ebb tide, you can have that going. That's another lesson right there. You can have rain, you can have surf. Some sounds will keep going. But then there's the two genius buttons. So those two genius buttons, I chose to put in the wind, which is a sound that will keep going. This is important. I'm going to have this going the whole time during my haunted house. That's in Genius 1. I have a scream in Genius 2. Now, the way to get the sounds in those, there's two ways of doing it. You can pull out your voice list. You pull up the keypad in the screen. And you say, okay, I want a rooster. 566. 566. And then you push the button and it's in there. So I wanted scream. So that's 568. As simple as that. Just push the number, push the button, and then it goes in there. Yay! We're building up. So another way of doing it is you just hold the button and you scroll. It's a little harder. You got to scroll. Wait until you get there. So you can either put the number or you can hold the button and then scroll. So I figured out you can do it either way, but if you got your manual handy, it's much quicker. The next way, so far we can have sound effects over here. Now on the Rialto and Inspire and Marquee and Aria and Grand, you have a black button over on the right that says SFX. If you push that, it'll put them down there. It's a little shortcut. So that's something you want to know about. The next way, a sound effects is, let me think, I'll do it with my touch bars. So there's three things. There's my touch bars, my kick switches, and my bass pedals. So I'm going to press my feature button and scroll till I get to page 9. Page 9. It says touch bar, foot switches, pedal natural black. So I've got, let me see how many sounds I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sounds. So let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. So on the touch bar, I press touch bar on the screen, and I press both of those, and I scroll down until it says Sound EFX. Then I press the one below it, and I scroll till I get to the one I want. I'm testing them out. Door creaking, that's what I want. I test it. There it is. Then I press the same thing over for the left touch bar. Normally it'll say FX. I scroll down till it says Sound Effects, and I press the box underneath it, and I scroll. Till I get the one I want, and I want one called Extra Scary. Okay, so I got my touch bars set. I go back into the feature button, and I'm going to go to foot switches now. Just like I did with the touch bars, I'm going to touch it, and the right one will say FX. I'm going to scroll down till it says Sound EFX, and then put what I want in the bottom. And I put heartbeat, because I'm scared of my heart's beeping. On the other side, I'm going to put thunder. Isn't that great? Okay, so let's test them out. Wind. Scream. Door creaking. Scary. My heart's beating. And then... Isn't that great? Okay, next. The cat, I didn't want a little cat. I wanted a cat, a bigger cat. So what I did is in your voice list, there's animal cat. I know the building of the excitement, you can't stand it. I know it's coming. Here it comes. So animal cat. There's animal cat, chicken, cow, and dog. Not in the sound effects, in your regular sound list. So I put that down here on the lower as a sound. That sounds like a mean cat, a black cat. It sounds like my cat Bootsy when he was underneath the couch and I was trying to get him. That's the sound he made just before he bit me. Ow! What happened? He bit me. What'd you do? Nothing. So we got our cat. So I got all my 7 sounds. 2 in the Genius buttons, 2 on the touch bars, 2 on the kick switches. I still do have my bass pedals, but I didn't do anything with those. I could have, But I ran out of scary sounds. So, next up is my scary chord progression.
Yeah, let's take a second and see if anybody
Oh.
has any questions so far
Okay.
before we get to that.
Sorry.
Any questions? Anybody? Anybody? If not, we can move on.
We're building up. It's going to be great.
Okay, there is one
Oh,
question
good.
from, sorry, excuse us, I don't know your name. It says Bon4C. So I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself and you can ask a question. Bon4C.
Okay. How can you get the heartbeat to be louder? It was very soft.
Yeah, just the way it is. I tried. Sound effects is at 100. There's no more I get.
Okay.
Some sounds are louder than others. Yeah. Maybe,
Yeah.
I bet maybe if I would have, okay, here we go. Let's say I did it as the key. Let me try it that way. I'm going to do it as a key and see if I hit it harder, maybe it'll be louder. Let's try it. So I went to my lower sound effects. What instrument do you have?
Aria.
Okay, so you press the one that says assign, and then you go to heartbeat.
Where did you start?
I pressed feature,
Okay.
scrolled to page 3.
Okay.
Press lower sound effects. Where it says off, press it on the top.
Press the off.
Yeah, and it'll turn into top. Meaning I can have it over here on the top.
Oh.
If you press that same button, it'll put it over here on the bottom. If you want sound effects with your left hand, I like it on the top. Next up, what you got to do is you got to press the thing that says assign, because I need to put it on one of these keys. And then you start scrolling up to heartbeat and then see if it's any louder on a key. Here we go. Yeah, a little bit. So I have it on. Can you hear it? It's too low to hear. I can hear it. You'll hear it on your organ, though. That's all that matters. You can't hear that? Oh, well, I'll move on. That's all you get. We can hear this. No, I guess we're not going to get the heartbeat. It's too low. Anyway, next up, scary chord progression. Make sure you print this out or you're going to be able to see it in a second. I wrote down C, E, G, B, D, F, A flat, C, E, G, B flat, C sharp, and then there's an F on the end. All of these you got to play as minor chords. I worked years on this. Finally got it figured out for this. And if you do them in that order as minors, they can make a scary chord progression. I was so excited when I figured it out. Here it is. Okay, sorry. Jeez. Did you hear that? No? Did you hear that?
Yep, we heard it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good. All right. So, wasn't that great? The scary chord progression. Now, in the very end, where after the F minor, I want you to put a D diminished on the very end, and that's that last chord. Diminished chords are extra scary chords. So you're going to do those chords. Remember the golden harp, like a golden harp will go up and down. That's what the wind is going to do for me. The wind is going up and down. Every time it comes up and down, I'm going to change to my next chord. As that's happening, I'm going to be hitting different sound effects and then doing the ghost. So let me test everything out again. Wind. Thunder. Scary. Scream. Door creaking. I forgot footsteps. That's okay. Now I'm going to do everything. Here is the finished product. Yay! And that's my haunted house.
You guys can all play that when you've
That
got,
was great.
kids coming up to the house, trick or treating. You can just play that and scare the heck out of them, right?
Yep. Any questions on that?
Question from Carolyn. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Cary, do you have your master volume? What level do you have it on? Because you really can't hear the pipe organ as well. You hear most of your sound effects, which is the reason you are doing the haunted house. But what master volume do you have it on? What level?
Well, let me bring up. How's that?
Well, that sounds yeah, that sounds better.
Okay, I brought my lower volume up more.
Oh, you brought your lower volume. Okay,
Yeah,
but not
master, because then it's gonna not like it's gonna be too much for the mixer.
And then everything's going to be louder. Yeah.
So
okay.
My lower volume I brought up, and now I got my pipe organ louder.
Now that's better. Okay, for me anyway.
But I didn't want it to drown out. It depends what you like. You mess with the lower volume.
Question
Yay.
from Scooter. Go ahead, Scooter.
Yeah, hey, the heartbeat is quiet because I'm a nurse, and if you listen to anybody's heart with a stethoscope, that sounds exactly like it.
Yay.
Quiet.
If it's too loud, there's
quiet.
something wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
There's any other questions? I thought I saw Scooter.
I had one. This is Georgia.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to clarify, in the scary chord progression, are all of the chords minors?
Yes.
Or only the D? Okay. Or F? No,
So
all of them.
all of them, and then on the very end, you got to make a D
D
diminished,
diminished.
D diminished, which is D and A flat together.
Okay. And in the footsteps, which I know you didn't use right now, but there's 1 or 2. Does it matter which one you use?
Let's do that right now. I'm going to go to put them on my pedal. I'm going to put them on my bass pedals. Let's see which one I want. So I go to sound effects, and let's see. Footsteps. Yeah, the kids are not that great. I just thought they were kind of boring. Yeah,
So
I
it
think you're
doesn't
supposed to
really
go
matter.
back.
they're not that great.
Yeah, and I think if you go back from 1 to 2, back and forth, it sounds a little more realistic because it sounds like you've got 2 feet and not just walking on 1 foot.
Okay.
I know. I can do doorbell. The bad guy's here. Oh no, he found me. Don't answer it. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to do the chords again. So extra scary chords. So they're all minors. And then at the end, the D diminished. So first step, put on the wind. And then E minor, G minor, scream, B minor, D, cat, and then back to C minor. I got my scary haunted house. Isn't that great? It's a way you can learn to use all your sound effects.
And scare your neighbors.
So what's neat is those are possibilities. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possibilities, maybe 9 places you could put a sound effect. What if you want to do a Hawaiian? You can have the surf, the rain, the wind. See, there's ones with sea lions in it, seals. So that's what's neat about the sound effects. If you wanted all country, you can have cows and horses. If you were doing patriotic, you can have different snare and cymbals and stuff. So that's what's neat about the sound effects. But I made it a scary movie. Any questions on that?
Go ahead, Carolyn. Should ask you to unmute there.
Okay, Gary, on the sound effects, if you're doing a song and you have it in a preset, do you put your sound effect on a separate preset number, or do you incorporate it in the song?
I don't know what do you mean. Like you can set, okay, like this one. I set a rhythm up first,
Okay,
and then I go get the sound effects after. Put the rhythm on in my sound, and then I have the last step is put the sound effects on then. That has to be the last step, otherwise you'll lose them.
okay. But
So
if,
like,
then what happens if you go to a next preset?
they're gone.
Well, they're gone, yes,
Yeah.
but then you're
then-
incorporating many, on the scary one, you're incorporating many different sounds. It takes you a while to set them up. Do
Yep.
you put them in a preset?
I did.
Uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
did.
There
you
you
I
go.
put it,
Uh-huh.
I put him in E1 because I didn't want to lose him.
Okay, thank you.
Once I get the whole thing set up, I memorize E1 with the style just in case I memorize, and I've got them. Just like
Okay.
in B, I got this.
Yeah, okay.
So I've got my Adams family already set up in B for tomorrow.
Well, you don't want to do all that work and then lose them, because when you were setting up, it takes time to do each one of those.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but
And then-
some of them.
That's a good point, is if you do that, don't hit another preset because then you're going to lose
Right.
it. And then what happens is it goes to applause and some other sound. So yeah, don't, once you get them, don't touch anything. Save it. And then someone asked, if you reset it, it's all gone. You don't have to worry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Helen, you have a question? Go ahead, Helen.
Yes, when do you use the harpsichord for the theremin?
Well, I only use the
Use that instead of
harpsichord.
the organ?
I only use the harpsichord for Adam's family.
Okay, how about the theremin?
That's for the ghost.
And do you use that when you're using the organ?
As it's going. Yeah.
Well, how do you get the theremin? Do you put it?
I put it in the solo.
Oh, in the solo. Okay.
Yeah, and then the portamento on with it.
Okay. Put in the upper solo?
Upper solo. I put theremin in upper solo, and I put the cat in the orchestral lower.
Okay. Cat. Thank you.
Welcome.
And we got a question from Sue. Go ahead, Sue.
Can you put all those sounds on a USB?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you do that and send it out to us?
Well, that would be cheating.
I'd like to cheat.
Hope you're not married.
Not that kind of cheat.
Oh.
No, just you have to learn to use it. That's what it was about. Is I just learned to do this all together, and I never done that much in the sound effects until now. So I used everything except the bass pedals.
And that sheet that you have everything written down on is going to be on the web so that we can get it.
Yeah, just it's all written down right here.
It was in today's email for the class, if you got
Okay.
that. And then also he'll probably send it out on Saturday as well. And if you
Okay.
have a computer, I did put it in this chat feature, and I'll put it in there again, but I think that only works if you're on a computer.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's in
Thank
the.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I got a finale song.
Great. Before you start that, let me just give a couple announcements. There's not too much. I just want to make sure everybody knows that tomorrow we have our big Halloween spooktacular. And we've got a lot of cool stuff prepared for that. So don't miss it. Cary's going to play. He's going to actually use a lot of these things he's talking to you about today. So you'll get to see it all put together. And we have several of our staff members going to play for you, not just one or two, a bunch of us. And so that's tomorrow. And let me make sure I have the correct time for that so I don't tell you the wrong time. That is at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're in Arizona like me, that's at 10 a.m. We have got several students in Idaho and all over the place, and that would be 11 o'clock for you folks. But make sure you check your local time, and it's just know that it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. So otherwise, make sure you know that next month we're going to be kind of moving some things around. So we want you to make sure you know how to check your calendars on our website. And I think all of you got to this class doing that, so you should know how. But let me just show you real quick how to navigate this. But this is what the website looks like here. And on the top, that's where it takes us the classes and events page. That's important. That's where all of our calendars are. So it'll say variety classes. That's our weekly regular class every Wednesday or Thursday. You can join us. And make sure you know as well, I think next week or at some point in the next couple of weeks, the time is changing for you other than Arizona, I guess. So make sure you're aware of that. The next section here, it says product feature classes. That's if you own a specific type product, which y'all do, EYEXSE. Hopefully you know your model. And if you don't, just let us know and we can help you with that as well. We have workshops based on those specific types. This next section here, this is one of the most important parts. It's for our conductor magic class. That is for beginners. For a limited time, we are doing this class for free for anybody. So if you know somebody who might want to learn how to play music, just give them our website, tell them to click here to join. You see this button right here? My mouse is over it. Click here to join. And they just join at this time here every Tuesday. So the last section here, it'll just have special events like concerts and things like that. And tomorrow you'll see our Halloween Zoom musical. So that's just kind of a quick overview of how to navigate that, because you're going to be doing it more and more. And if you're not sure when something is, you can check it anytime. But right before class, just click the link like you did today. So that's all I've got, and I'm going to send it back to Cary, and he's going to close it out with a fantastic finale here.
Okay, so I'm going to do the Autumn Leaves, because it's autumn and it's like a Roger Williams rendition. I'm going to use the style called Autumn Keys. And I'm going to use my transposer, go down the B flat, and I'm going to do it as the piano with the orchestra. Yay!
Round of
Enjoyed
Oh,
it.
good job.
Good job, Cary.
Good job, Cary.
Cary.
Yay.
Hey, Carrie, woo!
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Good job.
Do.
Good job.